Hello and welcome to this first impressions review of myself, Amata. Today we are having a look at a game, as you can see, by the name of Omensight. A game which is currently 10% off on Steam, making it £13.94 or £15.49 at full price. It was developed and published by Spearhead Games. So before we get into the actual game, let's go for a quick jog through the options menu. There's not a whole lot to see, but still, as you can quite plainly see, I am playing this on controller. The game flat out recommends it highly to you when you start up the game. So there is that. You've got usual display options. Windowed, full screen, windowed, full screen. Obviously resolution option does actually support higher resolutions, as you can see. Got it up as far as it will go graphic settings wise, and as you can see got a couple of anti-aliasing options. Not a whole lot. No, I do not wish to apply. So audio, as you can see, different audio sliders, also always nice to see. I'm actually going to turn the music down a little bit because it is a little bit loud. Oh, whoops, that is not what I meant to do. And then the controls, as you can see, you can't actually rebind them, but you got various presets and all that. So let's actually start the game, and then I can explain what is actually going on with this particular game. So here we are in the game itself. As you can see, I played a little bit of the game previous to it, but not too much because I like to keep it early just for spoiler reasons. And obviously that is the whole purpose of this series. Anyway, so as you can see, the first thing you'll notice is the graphic style is very, very cool. I actually really love the graphic style. It has a very unique look. This was made on the Unreal Engine, funnily enough, but you can just still see that you can use that engine to make some really, really cool stuff. So the idea behind this game is you're trying to prevent the end of the world, literally. And this isn't in the usual way of like, yeah, just kill enough stuff and hope for the best, basically. Basically, it all started off with a murder of a priestess, and you are essentially going back in time to before the world was absorbed by a giant world-ending snake called Vordoon, or Vorden, I can't remember the pronunciation off the top of my head, to be honest, and basically prevent the murder by going back in time, visiting with various characters, seeing what they see, exploring with them, getting clues, all that sort of stuff. So it is an action game, but it's also a murder mystery. So we've got a few characters to choose from, as we can see. Got a few, a couple that I've already done. Like I've already seen her, but I've actually just gained a new ability that I could use. I've already done these two. I actually kind of want to go to this one, which I haven't done yet. So let's try this one. Now, I'm not actually sure. As I was saying, I'm not actually sure like how much leniency you get in terms of the amount of time, if there is a time limit, that sort of thing. As I say, they've not played a huge amount, but your choices do matter. You can't just keep making the same decisions over and over and over again. You need to kind of get new abilities, go back to the same characters again, but make different choices. And now I can actually do that because I've got this new ability called Omensight. Because up until this point, I've just kind of been following people around and hoping for the best. So let's start off with some story stuff. That's a lovely song, actually. Right, so let's use our new ability.
Wow. Whoa. That was a properly dramatic way to inform. How did you do that? Actually, scratch that. Why did you do that? She's dead. Vera is dead. Do you know that? Of course you know. So then, you are here because... No? Sticking to the silence is golden approach? Okay, then it's up to me to fill in the blanks. You are here because you must need something from me. Yes. You are patiently waiting, which means you know I can in fact help you. I will steer you to Indrik. But we must act together. He is cunning and a cruder villain than you can imagine. He destroys for his own gain, no matter the cost. He has taken countless lives, and now the godless priestess too? We have to nail him. Right now, everyone thinks he's at the Battle of Provincia. But I know better. Spies right under his nose. Follow me. I know a shortcut.
So as you go through here and speak to different characters, you can kind of see where each character is at different times. These are the characters I see, which is obviously how I know where we are. And as you can see, we've ended up at the same place as the bear, which I've seen earlier. So kind of an interesting interaction that we might possibly have. So as I say, beforehand I was kind of just sort of following people around, but when I finished a previous mission, the witch in the previous room, the sort of glowing blue figure, said that I should take the lead and just sort of not follow people and all that sort of stuff. So, now actually into the game itself, we can actually talk the core gameplay loop. As I say, the premise of this game is very, very interesting.
Time ago, well, we embellished a bit, added levers and gates. We love our levers.
Right, so as I say, the actual premise of the game is that it's a murder and mystery. You know, we're going back in time, speaking with these various characters, following them around, and or in this case, leading them around. But you know, I haven't really seen any option to go off the beaten path just yet. Oh, Ratica plays an inspiring stone speed drop makes you stronger. Cool, sounds good. But the actual core gameplay, as you can see, is very much action. And the combat, while simplistic, is actually pretty damn satisfying. You know, it has quite a lot of meat to it. Ow, that actually really, really hurt. Come on, you. There we go. It's telling me to use Phantom Grasp, which is a new ability that I just unlocked, but I don't actually think I can use it, because basically what it is a sort of grab and throw ability. I wonder if I can throw them though. Is that what it's telling me to do? I don't know. So yeah, this game rewards you very much so for actually me to do that. Chaining combos together and just keeping the flow going. You know, you see, you might have noticed that energy bar underneath my health. That is pretty much filled up by me just chaining actions together. Even if it's not attacks, it could be dodges. I obviously will lose it by taking damage and just by standing still. So the gameplay loop itself actually has a nice flow to it. What is this, I wonder? New memory obtained. Ratica pushes away through the scramble, but she's blocked by her siblings who are twice her size and weight. Her younger brother Holden yells, "Out of the way, Tiny!" He sprints past and reaches the finish line first. As a tradition, his name gets etched into the next Gillis stone statue. Gillis, the great adventurer who saw the edge of Auralia, brought prosperity to the village by discovering Sugar Raisin. There is no greater praise than to etch your name next to the statue. Ratica silently longs for the same attention, but she's the smallest and meekest among them. How would she ever win with odds like that? Stick to what you're good at, Ratica reminds herself. With a wave of her hand, Ratica draws the crowd's attention. She begins to weave an impeccable, astounding tale. Her village is noiseless, they're all palpable. Right before concluding the tale, Ratica points to the stone in her necklace and with a dramatic flourish says, "Unbeknownst to all, it was a stone from Yarbog's temple that had contained the secret of the god's disappearance." Wonderment ripples through the crowd and they erupt with glee. Holden can't contain his excitement. "Ratica, is the story true?" "It's a story, Holden. What do you think?" "Oh, please make it true. Could you really bring us back a stone from Yarbog's temple?" Ratica grins as every pair of eyes turns to regard her. "I thought you'd never ask, brother." So it's also key to learn more about the characters as well, because obviously their role in this sort of final day that we're on now is fairly critical, and experiencing and learning more about them could obviously help us figure out their motivations, because obviously we do have a suspect, as it were, but obviously I've got a world to save, alright? There we go, lovely. Now if I move that, am I going to trap myself? I can't actually see. 1 second, I can't move it at the moment. I may have already ballsed this up. But I can't jump over, no. So yeah, as I say, it's an interesting premise, but the actual core gameplay itself is really interesting, but so are the actual characters in the story. I've definitely ballsed this up already. If I leave and come back, is it going to reset? I really hope so, because I've definitely ballsed it up. Because obviously, you know, normally in games, like if you've got like a sort of save the world story, it's just like, yeah, defeat the big bad, kill him, and that'll help everything. But it's like, no, because even if I was to kill the Emperor who's causing this big war that we're all part of, and I'll get into the story in just a second, the end of the world's still going to happen because reasons, basically. So. Ooh, that was a bit weird, but alright. Yeah, so the premise of the story, as I say, at the moment we're sort of at the sort of last stage of a big final battle as Emperor is trying to basically take over this place, and this Emperor seems to go to any means necessary to achieve his goals. And that includes, apparently, from what we've gathered, calling the world-ending serpent, which seems a bit short-sighted really, but that is why we're obviously our main suspect is him at the moment. But I would not be surprised if that's actually not the case, because, well, this game very much leads you to that straight away, and I'm thinking, okay, like that is a fair enough assumption to make, but obviously it would be a murder mystery if there wasn't a mystery to it. So I'll not be surprised upon further investigation that we'll find out actually he was not there at all, or he didn't think things would go as bad as they did, or something like that, you know, or it could just be like, how did he do it, that sort of thing. We'll have to wait and see. So as I say though, the actual combat itself is smooth. It is fairly basic, you know, it's not, you know, going to have like intricate combos or anything like that, but it does have, you know, some RPG mechanics to go along with it, which I will show you the level up screen for later, where, you know, you gain new abilities, you become stronger, but it is just well executed, satisfying combat, but, ow. And you do feel powerful, but not like overpowered, like I can still be hurt, even though I am some sort of mystical being that apparently appears when the world is about to end. And as you can see, the game really rewards you for keeping the active chain going. Not just in terms of the fact that, you know, it gives you energy to use for your abilities and all that sort of stuff, but it gives you extra crystals to use to level up. If you say so. Huh. I don't know why I got it. Excuse me, a thing there. So I'm really intrigued by the story of this game, and I have to say the world, as you saw, as I've already said, rather, sorry, is really, really pretty. Like, I love the graphic style. Like, I've got a soft spot for interesting graphic styles. You know, looking really like graphically impressive is one thing, but having something like this is actually, I think, better in some ways, because that's, you know, as impressive as like games like Assassin's Creed Origins are, and they do look stunning in their own way. I really like unique graphic style like this. Ow. Because it just looks more unique, more memorable, as it were. I just took a balls ton of damage from something. I'm almost dead. Why can't I have this person? Alright. Probably gonna die, but we'll find out. Oh, close. Oh, get out of that. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh. Okay. Wait, what? What the hell happened there? What? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit confused.
No.
I'm a bit confused. Ooh, I love that ability of Ratika's. That is nice. So yeah, as you might expect, each of your sort of companions has a different ability which they can utilise. A lot of them are just kind of in like AoE damage, but as you can see, Ratika's one, the person that I'm with at the moment, is to make you stronger, which I actually really like. Oh, get out of that. Ow, that actually kind of hurt. Ow!
I'll take the left side.
I've got a barrel of failures done with. Ooh, hello, health, thank you. I'm only wondering if I can explore a little bit. It's just a bit linear, because there definitely has been cases in the previous characters that I've met that there has been different ways to go.
Now
But maybe not this one. Ooh. What's he up to? Uh-oh.
Huh. So you killed Vera and now Ludimir? Die, fiend.
Ludimir brought it on himself. As for the priestess, well, you would know more than I.
Ugh, stop it! I know your game. You have so many skeletons in your closet, you'd need an empire of closets just to fill them all.
You want to speak of skeletons, Rattiger. Your defiance has made Rodentia a graveyard.
So now it's our fault? You're a murderer and a coward, Indrik.
What would happen if I showed him the vision?
What are you waiting for? Kill him! Why are you showing him that? Oh, I get it. You want him to know that we know before we execute him. Now act! We must kill the villain!
You would be a fool to listen to that Rodentia.
I think we're all done listening. Words are boring. But a song... Oh, yes! A song can outshine words on any given day.
Does your vision show me killing the priestess? But the Rodentia knows that. She helped her escape. Killing me is not justice. It will simply hide a greater lie.
Indrik's final performance. And sorry, friend.
Wait, what?
Quickly, this way.
Rattiger's not what we thought. I had a feeling it wasn't the Emperor. It's too easy. It's too easy. So Rattiger's up to something.
We are safe here. Rattiger still lives, I'm sure of it. Like all redemptions, she lashes out at any who seek to help them. While the true enemy exploits their ignorance. Tell me, Harbinger, have you seen creatures? Corrupted ones that seem to have emerged from the cesspool of the underworld, seeking your death. Ciphers. They've been sighted throughout Euralia. They are a sign the void is stirring once again. This is why I sought to perform the rite of ascension. The Firebird ritual. To protect us.
Interesting. So I had a feeling that it wasn't the Emperor, as I said earlier, but I didn't expect Rattiger to be evil, but the way she was acting was very weird. But I don't know if she's evil exactly, but she's definitely up to something.
These scriptures tell of a ritual of Yarbog's avatar. A pompous metaphor. The Firebird has but one purpose. Its flames purify the sacred sword, Cladden. Many of my ancestors have performed the ritual. It stopped the ciphers. For a time. This wall hides a secret. A truth only to be revealed at the end of times. Unfortunately, you, the ciphers, these are the signs.
Uh-oh. So as you can see, we don't get a lot of time before the world actually ends. However, we now have learned quite a bit from that. As the Emperor Indrik, excuse me, I mean, he's obviously not a nice person because he's invaded this place and like pretty much wiped out these people, but he didn't seem to invoke the end of the world. At least not in that particular occasion. Alright, so as we can see how we did. No death bonus, definitely didn't get that. Ugh, I did awful. That was dreadful. So now we're going to go back and decide what to do next. So I wonder now if I go back to that same one.
Is he an ally in our fight against Voden? And Ratica, what is she hiding? To earn her trust, you may have to return and kill Indrik. Yes, killing him knowing he may be an ally. Remember, when you return to the Last Dawn, your actions are erased, but the knowledge gained remains.
Yes, as I was saying, I wonder what would happen if, as she said, go back to the same one but kill Indrik this time, because that seemed to be what caused her to be like, oh fuck you, basically. So here's where we level up. I didn't show you this earlier because we didn't have slightly enough points, but probably still... actually... There we go. Sweet. So... instantly kill a nearby enemy. Hold and release Y. Alright. And here's where we spend our little amber crystals. Energy level, increase energy, but maximum, reduce the wait time. Increase the damage up by final attack of a combo. Greatly reduce the recovery time after 3 consecutive dodges. I'd say get more energy for now and just save the rest. So as you can see, here's what I've bought. So, just bear with me 1 second, sorry. There we go. Shutting the door. Right, so, now we can have a look at our timeline, and as you can see, someone helped Vera escape, but we can also look at our clues. So, Indrik does not show up. That's because he's doing the Firebird ritual. Ratica. 70 something going on here. The nature secret is kept, waiting for the end of times to be unveiled. Interesting. So... I'm wondering what to do now, because this guy I didn't really go with before, because there was basically a key that I could unlock, but if I went that way, he was like, "Oh, well, I'm not following you that way. I've got business to do." He was trying to kill the Emperor, basically. But I have a feeling that will lead to the same revelation that we just had, basically, but with a different character. So I'm actually wondering now if I want to go and do Draga again, because I haven't done her since the start of the game. But yeah, I'd say let's do her again this time. Right. But I definitely want to go back and do Ratica again and not use the Omensight on the Ithric, because I wonder if that will give me different results. So you can kind of see how even replaying the same characters, you can make different choices, get different results, learn different things, and try and piece together who actually did it, what actually happened, and try to save this person that is now, you know, the fact that she's not around basically calls the end of the world.
And I shall capture the core for you.
I do not doubt it. But those battalions would turn the battlefield into a graveyard. For them and the Rodentians both.
Alright, let's get to the chase.
Intruder! I will protect you with my...
Get out! Both of you! Now! That vision... There has to be a reason for what happened, Harbinger. You are the Harbinger, yes? Indrik. He may seem cruel, but there is always a reason behind his actions. That vision. That's the Temple of Yarborg, yes? There were engravings on the walls. Scriptures and patterns. I believe I can decipher them. Perhaps that will shed some light on this matter.
General Draga! The prison! Riots!
Have the captain send a detachment to quell the riot. I have another matter I must attend to. Come, Harbinger. Let us investigate that vision of yours.
What I also really like as well is how each of these characters definitely has a lot of character. Not only because of the really cool art and the different poses they have, but the voice acting is actually pretty decent considering this is obviously an indie project. Like, voice acting can... You know, it doesn't like break a game, but if it's bad enough, you're a bit like, ugh. But, well, it's not like, you know, top tier. It's pretty good, and I definitely think that plus the cool art for the characters and all that definitely helps bring the characters to life a little bit, along with the writing.
Indrik is here. I suppose it makes sense. Step aside, soldier.
Please, my lady.
Oh, come on, we need to disturb him. So yeah, this game definitely has a lot of character, and it definitely is well written as well. Like, I really am intrigued by the story, and the story is obviously what we're here for. Like, the gameplay is really fun, as I say. It's smooth, it's satisfying, has a lot of impact, but
ancient scriptures would serve a practical purpose.
everything kind of comes together in this game to give you a sort of more complete feel for this world, and I have to say I really like this game. I think it has a lot of to offer for numerous sort of types of players, as it were. Like, you know, if you like your pure gameplay experience, there's definitely a lot here. If you like your story, that's definitely here, and they sort of work together, I think. Obviously, the gameplay isn't the focus exactly, but it's not like bare bones, basic. It's, as I say, it might be simple, but it's well realised. So I think we'll show you a little bit more and then call it, because I think you guys have gotten a decent impression of this game, and I don't really want to spoil too much, or spoil anything really.
These creatures did not dare tread these sacred halls until now.
You know, this is very different to what I did with this character last time, so just having that ability to show her the vision has definitely helped things, and probably will gain different visions in the future to show people and get different results. So overall, I would actually really recommend this game. I had my eye on it for quite some time, because I really was intrigued by the idea of like a murder mystery game where you have to figure out who killed this person, go back in time, talk to people, figure out clues, all that sort of stuff. Oh, sugar, I just noticed that chest. Sorry, we'll grab it now. And I have to say, I'm not disappointed. You know, it has its issues, obviously. There's been a couple of times where I've died, and I don't really know why. Like, not just now in that previous battle. That was me. I just didn't notice what was happening at the time. But I mean, off camera I was playing, and
Not sure why that explosive was there.
fair enough. There was a point where I had to jump to a sort of moving weapon thing that with this character, and the first time I missed and somehow ended up behind it and then just died. Like, didn't die instantly, I was just there and then just died for reasons that I don't really get. Hey, that was pretty satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I just really like this game. I'm very much intrigued to dig into the mystery, find out more. You know, I definitely didn't think that it was the Emperor. That was way too easy, considering that was the first thing the game says to you. I was like, okay, clearly it's not that, because, you know, it's a murder mystery. And, you know, I'm not trying to say that's some sort of genius or anything, but
Had we helped those soldiers, I should not question your
no,
wisdom,
you definitely
Harbinger.
shouldn't. So yeah, Omensight, guys, really cool concept, really good execution, and I think, as I say, for those of you who like your story, it's definitely here. Well written, well presented, and this gameplay is satisfying, because a lot of the time with story focused games, or a game that the story is kind of like the main sort of drawing point, the gameplay does tend to suffer, but I don't think that is the case here. So all that said, thank you very much for watching. That's me done for this video. I'll see you next time.